This
discussing about
conference
the
will
another
now be
tool
recorded.
called Canvas tool. And do you have any issues regarding the screen and anything else? Meanwhile, meeting is going on. Please let me know so that we will solve the issues. And I hope the last 2 days you learned something from Module Cloud as well as Google Certify tool. Okay. Now the another tool. Now we are introducing Canvas, and now I am inviting Josna ma'am to handle the session. Josna ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Please
Is
take the
my
session, ma'am.
voice audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be discussing some features that is there in your Canvas. Canvas is also one of your LMS tool. So coming for your Canvas, Canvas is been introduced by a company called as Infrastructure Incorporated, and it is an educational technology company which has been located in Ustad. Actually, this company has been founded in the year 2008 by two graduate students who has been studying in a university called as BY University, that is Brigham Young University, which is been located as Ustad, which has been present in the US. Initially, they started this particular company by taking the initial funding from Mozy founders, their Josh and Epic vendors, and the two graduate students who are uh, founders of this particular infrastructure is Whitener and Devlin. These are the two persons who have invented this particular Canvas tool. And this infrastructure company is being headed by them, and they have published this particular tool called as Canvas. Initially, the Canvas tool was being invented for LMS. It's one of the LMS platform. And then in 2012, they've introduced Canvas Network, which is a MOOC platform through which they want to provide uh, courses for the students. And initially, the Canvas was being named as infrastructure. And afterwards, it is been renamed as Canvas. Canvas was being built with a concept called as Ruby on Rails. That is, Ruby on Rails is nothing but server-side web application framework, which is been written in Ruby language under the MIT license. Coming for your Rails, which is a short name of your Ruby on Rails, is working with a framework called as MVC model. That is Model View Control Framework. So providing default structures for databases, web servers and web pages are being provided in this particular framework. And this framework is being used by the Canvas by using the backend called as Portrait SQL databases. And it is also been incorporated with the other things called as jQuery, HTML5, CSS5 to introduce the modern user interface. And the other main concept behind your particular Canvas is OAuth. OAuth is nothing but one of the internet grant website or an application which will be giving you the access to the information on the other websites, but without giving them the passwords. This mechanism is being used by many of the companies such as Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Twitter to permit the user to share the information about their accounts with third-party applications or websites. So this concept is also being used by your particular Canvas to give the access to the information in the other social websites like Facebook, Twitter. And Canvas is also operated as a software as a service using your Amazon Web Services in your cloud also. So in 2012, Canvas has been launched on iOS app, and later on in 2013 it is been introduced as an Android app in your mobile access. And coming for this particular platform, here we have a separate separation of features for student and instructor. In 2006, this Canvas has launched a mobile app called as Canvas Parent, which has been help for both the operating system called as iOS and Android for allowing you K-12. K-12 is your 12th class students, that is inter students in your US, to perform their assignments in their schoolings. In 2012, infrastructure has introduced one more thing called as Canvas Network, which we are calling it as an MOOC market, where they have been facilitating different learning courses through which we can learn the courses and do some certifications in it. That is, this MOOC is equal to your NPTEL or other Coursera apps we have or websites we have. Now, let us see how to create an account in your Canvas. First of all, when you want to create the account in your Canvas, you can log on to a particular URL called as canvas.infrastructure.com. So you can type canvas.infrastructure.com in your browser. To create your account, we have two ways to do it. One way is you can, and this Canvas is not an open source tool. So here, but it is providing some facilities or future with some facilities, it is providing free logins for the teachers. So when you want to have all the complete features of your Canvas, we need to go for payment version, paid versions. So your institute can go for paid versions and create logins for you. And as soon as a login is been created for your email account, automatically you will be getting an email to your register mail ID through which we can accept that request, and through that request we can create the accounts in your Canvas. This is this is this is one way through which we can create accounts in your Canvas. But usually we'll be going for free version. And how to create your free version is, as soon as you type this particular URL in your browser, this is the screen that will be appeared on your screen in your browser. So in this screen, please click on the option called as need a Canvas account. Click here, it's free. So it will be at the top corner. Just click on this particular link. This will lead to a particular page where we'll be having an option where sign up now, it's free, whether you are logging as a teacher or as a student. Now click on the option called as I want to sign up as a teacher. So as soon as you click on this particular icon, it will lead to a particular page where we need to provide the information for creating your account. So this is the page that will be appeared on as soon as you click on the option called as sign up as a teacher, in which we need to provide some information like your name, the organization, institution mail ID, or it will allow you to do the same process with your Gmail IDs also, and your phone number, country, and finally click on the submit button. As soon as you click on the submit button, it will retrieve you to this particular page where it will ask you to create the password for your account. So you can enter your password and you can enter the same password again to confirm your password. Then you can click on submit. Now your account is created. Then it will display you a screen where it will ask you to click on to finish your complete registration process. When you click on this particular link, it will retrieve you to a screen in this screen where it will ask you to fill on all your profile details, where we can add on your particular profile information, your photos, the other information we need to add it on. This will be the home page as soon as you create your login and it will directly automatically log in onto your Canvas with your teacher account. And you will also get a mail to your account through which you have created your Canvas account. This is how your email will be, where we can click on this login, through which we can also get into your Percler Canvas, or it will lead you to the login page, which we have seen as the starting slide, that is this one. So as soon as you have clicked on, you can enter the email ID through which you have created your account and the password which we have been entered while we are creating your account, and we can click on login. And once we have logged in, it will make you to retrieve to a Percler page, to this Percler page, where we'll be having a dashboard. In dashboard, you will be having a template through which we can create your courses, and these are the other options which we will be having in your screen. The next one is, now we have created the login. We have successfully entered into the Canvas and we have got a dashboard, everything. Now we need to create the course. How to create the course? So as soon as you get this Percler page, at the right corner, we'll be having a option called as start a new course. So whatever the course which we need, and we can create multiple courses in your Canvas. And here we don't have any limitation for the users here. But coming back to the other LMS tool which you have been studied in your first day, that is Moodle, there is a limitation for your Percler students. Here we don't have the limitation for it. And for every course, we need to go for different Moodle accounts. But here in Canvas, we can create multiple courses in the same account also. So how to create your course? So just click on the icon called as start a new course, which is being present at the left corner of your screen as soon as you have logged in. Then you'll get a pop-up window which will ask you to give the course name which you want to create and some short name for your course. For example, I'm creating a course called as basic photography, or you want to create a course called as computer networks. So give your course name as computer networks, and the short name you can give it as CN, or you can give your course code as your short name. As you are convenient, we can give some short name for the actual course name which you have been entering on. And we'll be providing some copyrights here, content license. Usually we'll be selecting it as private copyrighted. And you want your course to be visible for all the students to whom you want to teach or give some assignments through your Canvas. We need to provide this checkbox active. Then click on your create course. As soon as you do it, so whatever the short name which have been given here, through which it will create you the account. Now these are the different features which we can work on this Percler course. Next, what are the other options which we can do it here? Once you have created your course, what are the other things which we can do it? We can add on your syllabus. When you are adding on your syllabus, you can add on. I request participants to mute their mics. Right. What are the different other options which we can do it here? We can give some assignments. We can check the grades. We can add on the people. We can add on syllabus outcomes. We can create quizzes. We can create conferences. We can share some files with them. So we'll see each and every feature that is being present in the coming slides. Next one. Now, how to add on some course syllabus into your Percler Canvas. So in your Canvas, when you check this Percler screen, we have an option called as syllabus here. When you click on your syllabus, this is the screen that will be making you to, this screen will be displayed on your browser, in which we can click on the option called as edit. And when you click on your edit, it will allow you to enter the content in your screen. This is how you can enter. I'll show you this practically for you. I've already created an account. I've already created a account account, and I've already added an course into this Percler account. So when you want to add a course, just click on an option called as start a new course. It will make you to this window. As soon as you type something, it will ask you to give you the name for it, then copyright. These are the other options. You usually will be selecting the private copyrighted and create course. So when you click on that, automatically a course will be created in your dashboard. On your dashboard, we'll be having a course that will be created on. When you click on this Percler course, it will go to this Percler course where we can do the other options, like these are the other features which we can do it in on this course. So now, first of all, I need to add on the syllabus to this Percler course. To add on the syllabus, first of all, click on the Percler option called as syllabus, which has been there at the left side of your screen. This is how it look like. Now you need to edit this Percler option. So click on edit. This is a window that will make you to go through where we can enter your syllabus completely. So you can copy on your syllabus wherever it is, then we can paste it, and or we can select the link or the URL which we need to give it as a syllabus here. And once you place on your syllabus and click update syllabus, automatically your syllabus will be updated and it will be looking like this. Just a second. So once you have added it, once you click on edit and add your syllabus and do all the alignments which you want it to be done on, and finally when you click on update syllabus, this will be the screen that will be displayed for you. This is how your syllabus will be appearing for you. Now getting back. Now we have added on the syllabus. Now we have added on your syllabus. Now, as soon as your course has been created, whether this your course will be visible to all the students or the faculty which is been added to this Percler course. No, it will not be appeared until unless we publish this Percler course. Initially, your course will be in a mode called as unpublished mode. Excuse me. So it will be an unpublished mode. That is, when you check the right corner of your Percler screen, we'll be having an option called as unpublished. Until it is not been published, your course will not be visible to any of the participants which is been added to your course. So after adding on your syllabus, everything, and when you want your course to be visible for everyone, then we need to click on an option called as publish. Once you click on the publish, then automatically this button will be activated. Initially unpublished button that will be red in color, and once you click on will be published, and where it will be visible to the all the other people which has been added onto your course, and this publish button becomes green. And when you want me to show this on your screen, this course is already published. See, here it is showing you, because this course is not been published, this unpublished button will be activated. As soon as you click on the publish button, this it will ask you what are the things which you want to publish on. Then click publish. Then now this button becomes green color because your course is been published. Now your course will be visible to all the people. Now how to add on the people to your Percler course? To add on the people to your course, click on an option called as people in your dashboard. Now, when you want to add on the people, we have an option called as add people. Click on add people. Now here we can give on the email IDs of the people to whom you need to add it on to your Percler canvas. And when you have all your email IDs of your students, we can give all your email IDs separated with the comma and click on next. I'll give you one sample ID here. And followed by comma, we can add on the other IDs and click next. It will ask you to give the confirmation, or for example, if you are adding on your students and you cannot remember the names of your students, and when you want to recognize your students, you want their roll numbers to be added on, and click here and add on their roll number also. You can add on the roll numbers through which we can identify the students easily. Then click on next. Now this ID will be appear here. Why it is showing me pending is, as soon as you add on the students, a mail will be sent to your Percler students. So through whatever the email ID through which we have added on your students or the faculty, automatically a mail will be sent to their logins. They can go and click on that Percler ID. Click on in that Percler mail will be having an option called as get started. So we need to click on that get started. As soon as they click on the get started, they will ask the students whether they have an account in the Canvas. If they don't have the account in Canvas, they can create there. It will make you to go to a login page where with the same email ID, they'll ask you to enter the password. Once they enter the password with the same email ID for which you have sent the mail, a email in Canvas account will be created for them. And once they log in onto your Canvas, automatically this pending option will be disabled. That is, the student has accepted your request and has been joined into your Percler Canvas. And as soon as your students, for example, you have added some 10 students in your 10 students into your Percler course. and you can see how many number of invitations are pending here. And once if any invitations are pending, we can click on a button called as resend. And when you click on the resend, whoever the Percler students whose invitations are not been accepted will again get an notification or a mail from you, through which they can again, the students who have missed their acceptance can go through that invitation and accept your Percler request. And remember one thing, unless you publish your Percler course, the students will not get any invitation here. So before adding on your students and sending invitations to them, please publish your Canvas. And once you have published it, and once you have added it and sent the request, automatically the students will get the invitations. So I've already shown you how to add the students in your Canvas. So just for summarizing it, just click on the option called as people. Then you'll get this home page. In this home page, click on the add people. Then it will give you a pop-up window in which we can enter all the email IDs of your students. You can add one at a time, or we can add all the students at a time by separating one with the other through the comma separator. And just click on next. It will ask you to edit or some name or something, or you want to add it some roll number, everything we can give it here. And then add user, and click on add user. Once your user has been added, he will be appearing in the list of people. In the list of people, you will be till find pending invitation request, because that user has not confirmed the your request. So as soon as you add on your user, an email will be sent to their register email ID. And once they click it and accept your Percler invitation, then this pending request will be removed. So these are the students which have already been added on to my course. So once they have been added, that pending will be gone, and you'll be getting all these details when they have accepted it, and when the last time they have seen your Percler Canvas. All these details will be given. All these details will be, you can view here. And here we have an option called as add roles, all roles, in which when you're adding on your student, when you're adding on, we can give whether that Percler person to whom you are adding on, whether the role of that Percler person should be a student or a faculty also. And now we have added on some files or something to your Percler Canvas, and you can monitor on what is the when the last scene is being done by that Percler student, at what time you have done it, how much time they have seen it. All these details we can see it here. Next one is announcement. Now I've created an account. I've created a course in that. I've added on the students to them, and the notification is being sent to all the email IDs of the students, and the students are also accepted the invitation. The students has been joined. Now I need to conduct a meeting to the students, or I've added a file into your Percler Canvas and I need to inform the students that I have added on the file, please check it out. Or I've given some assignment questions in the Canvas and I want the information to be given to the students, for which we have an option called as announcement in your Canvas. So you can click on that Percler option called as announcement. Once you click on the announcement, this is the screen that will retrieve you. So in the same course, whatever the options we have already seen, in that we have an option called as announcement. So when you want to add on some announcement, we can click on the button called as announcement button, which is been there at the right corner, which which is there at the right corner, this one. We can click on this particular announcement. So after clicking on the announcement, this is the page that will make you to read through. That is, it will display you a pop-up window where we need to enter what is the title for this announcement. Whether format to one exam has been released or assignment one has been released, or you want to conduct some meeting. So whatever the shortcut subject name which you want to give it for your particular announcement can be specified here. Can be specified here in this one. You can specify here. Then afterwards, in this particular space, we can detailedly specify the message which you want to convey for your particular students. Or you want to attach some file, you can specify like I'm attaching some file which is consisting of so and so question something, or I'm attaching some circular or something. You can choose on and attach it also. And whether you want to delay in posting it, or when you want directly post this, other after seeing this particular post, whether your students want to give some replies to you, then based upon your options, you can select these particular options. And once your post has been posted, this will be the screen that will be appearing for you. This is the screen that will be displayed. The short name what you have given, the message will be appeared for you. Next one. Now, the other one is how to add on the quizzes. Now, how to create some quizzes or some test in your Canvas, right? So to create the quiz, we have an option called as quiz here. So we can click on the quiz option. And as soon as you click on the quiz option, this is the window that will be appeared on. Hope you are unable to see this text. I'll show it in the course directly. So here we have, when you want to create the course, or when you want me to show this announcement again, I'll be showing you here. So when you click on your announcement, it will lead you to go to this page where you can click on the announcements. Then this file will be created where we can give meeting and whatever the matter you want. Dear students, followed by you want something to be typed on, you can type it. And finally, so you can allow liking. So once you allow liking, once the students can click on an icon called a like, through which this particular announcement which have been posted can be liked by them. And if you want your users to post on some comments for this, you can allow this. And you want to delay it, that is, you don't want this announcement to be automatic visible for them today now itself. Afterwards you want it to be done, then we can go for delaying it and press save. Automatically this announcement will directly goes to the email IDs of the students. This announcement will goes to the email IDs of the students. Now, how to create the quizzes here? So in the same menu, we have an option called as quizzes. Click on the quizzes. Right now, I need to create a quiz. So click on the option called as add quiz. So it will ask you to write down some name for your quiz. It is assignment 1. Assignment 1, sorry. And you want some instructions to be given for your quiz. You can give it here. And you want it to be graded. So I'm going for graded quiz. It comes under assignment. And for example, if you have chosen multiple choice, all your questions are multiple choice, and you want your answers to be shuffled, then automatically click on the option called as shuffle answers. And for each question, you want some the time limit that has to be given for your quiz. So as soon as this time expires, your quiz will be closed. So you can give it, for example, I have 20 questions. I want 20 minutes to be given for this quiz. You can give it. And if you want multiple times attending this quiz, we can give this allow. Usually you don't allow your students to give multiple times. And when these Perkler students wants to see your Perkler answers, only once they attempt all the answer, or we can give some time also. We know usually if one student attempt the quiz, and if that particular student knows what are the correct answers that is been displayed, then automatically it starts sharing this Perkler file to your friends. So you don't want this to happen until this quiz is closed. So we can also specify when this Perkler correct answers has to be displayed. We can specify the time and date also. For example, for even for your quiz also, we can specify the timing, which is the opening time. Like 2 days, you want your quiz to be open from today. You can specify time, date also. As soon as for example, your quiz is ending on 20th. I'm creating the quiz now. So I'll be the end time for your quiz is on 20th. So and when your answers has to be displayed for the students is you can keep it on 21st. And what time you want it to be, everything we can give it here. And when your quiz is been displayed for them, you want all the questions to be displayed, or you want only one question to be displayed also can be specified here. When you click on this, only one question at a time will be displayed to you. And here we have to specify what is the due time here. That is how many days your Perkler quiz is been available to you. You have to specify my quiz will has to be available from now to 20th. And now when I click save, a quiz will be created. Now questions are not been created yet. Now when you want to add on the questions, go for preview. Keep editing this quiz because you have not added on anything. You can save it and do it afterwards also. Now you don't, unless here also, unless your quiz is published, this quiz is not visible for the students. As your course is not, unless you press publish for your course is not visible for your students. Likewise, your quiz what you have been doing on, until it is been published, this quiz will not be visible for the students or the people who have been added on to your Perkler course. So no problem with it. How many times you want to save it, how many times you want to edit it, until it is published, we can do it. We can do it. So we can do the modifications. And when you want to add on the questions, so next to your details, we have another tab called as questions. Click on that Perkler tab called as questions. Then add new question. It will ask. So here when you want to give question 1 or MCQ 1, whatever the name which you want to give it for your question or question 1, you can give it, and what type of question you want, whether that question should be a multiple choice question or it should be a true or false, fill in the blanks, or you want your fill in the blanks with multiple blanks to it, and you have multiple answers. That is when you want your questions, consider that you have given a question, you want to select all the features like multiple choice means it will allow you to select only one option. And when you want multiple options to be selected from your answers, we have to go for an option called as multiple answers, right? And when you want to give some essay questions, or you want your students to upload some file to it, all these things we can choose it here. Now I'm showing you some multiple choice question. Here we can specify the question. what is the LMS tool we are talking about? This is one of the question I want to frame it on. And here it will ask you, so whatever the correct answer which is there for your among your 4 options, that answer has to be given here. Canvas. Then other thing, Google Classroom. The other one is Moodle. The other one is Zoom. Right. Next, we can click update question. A question will be updated, and you want the answers also to be displayed. This will display. This is your correct answer, and this will not be displayed for your students. No problem. This is only showing you whether the questions which you have entered, and have you entered the question correctly, and have you entered the answer correctly or not. And you can click edit if you have any problem with it, and you can correct this particular question also. You can correct this particular question also. And once you have been updated your question, then we can add on the other question. Likewise, we can add on multiple questions to it. After adding on multiple questions to it, you can click on save, and we can go for an option called as preview. It has not been published. It is not been published till now, so it will not be visible for your students. So after entering all the questions in your quiz, then we can go for an option called as preview. This is how the question will be appearing for the student. So even though you have given your correct answer as a first option, it will be shuffled to the students. And this is the time which we have given there. That is 20 minutes. When I'm giving the details of this particular quiz, I've given you 20 minutes. So as soon as you start your quiz, this time will be running on, and once it has been expired, automatically it will be submitted to the, automatically a quiz will be submitted. Right. Now I'll give some option, submit quiz. Right. And we can, it is giving me, it will not show me, it will not show which is the wrong, which is the correct answer, but it will say that this is a wrong answer. And the correct answer will be shown only when whatever the timings or whatever the details or the options which you have been given while creating this quiz. You want your answer to be shown immediately, then it will show you this is wrong answer, this is the correct answer, it will show you. Right. And you can specify the marks also. Edit, and you have given some answer where you have given some question, essay type question or something, and I want answer to be given. Edit, you can give some marks here. I want for this question, I want 2 marks to be given. Likewise, you can give some points to your particular like you can give some marks for your particular questions also. Need not be same for every question. We can change it here also. And finally, once you save it, and once you have preved it, and you have attended it, and once you feel that everything is good, all your questions are correctly been given, all your answers are been entered by you correctly, and you feel your quiz is completely good, then go for an option called as publish. Click on the publish. Once it has been published, then the students in their logins can able to see this particular quiz. In their logins, they can able to see. So for your students also, there will be an option called as quizzes. When they click on the quizzes, this assignment will be visible for them. And when I click on them, they can start writing this particular assignment. And see, you can show your answers only after 21st. Right. So I'm getting back to the PPT. If any faculty has any doubts till now, they can unmute their mic and can speak. If not, I'll be continuing with the other things.
Madam, hello.
Yes, sir.
Madam, is there any option available for importing all the questions at a time in Canvas, madam?
Sir, we have an option here also. We have a link, sir. So where we can already have a document, and that document can be downloaded here.
So what type of document, madam? It is Excel or Word?
Word, anything, any links it will be allowing you, sir.
Okay, in Google Classroom directly we can import from Google Form. In
It is
Canva
not
we
like
have to
Google
enter.
Form, sir.
Okay.
You can create your own document, sir, and from your computer you can upload that Percler document into your Canvas.
Okay, for example, I am having a 20 questions with their correct options and everything in a Word document. Is there any possibility to upload all questions at a time, madam?
Yes, sir, it is, sir.
Okay, right. Can you show me that option, madam? In the questions window. Madam, am I audible to you, madam?
Yes, sir, you are, sir.
Yes. Yes, quizzes.
It is showing you, see, sir, files.
Oh, yes, files, yes, ma'am. Links and files, okay.
From where we can upload the files, sir. This file or images we can upload.
No, madam, what I'm asking is I want to import 20 questions at a time instead
Yes,
of
sir.
entering one. Okay.
Choose file.
Okay.
From file, it will ask you to go for that file because I don't have any quizzes that has been done in my screen. Through which we can do it, sir. Here we have an option for it.
Okay, if
Please
it
check
is there,
these
it
two
will
options.
save a lot of time for us. Take.
Yes, sir. Links we have, and then files we have, images we have, from where we can upload it also. It is asking you to show. Loading your files, course files, we can upload it, sir.
Okay, madam. Regarding this uploading of course file and syllabus, it will accept Excel files also, madam. Excel or CSV files also.
Frankly speaking, I have not checked it with the Excel file, sir. Word, it is accepting it, sir. PDF or Word, it is accepting, sir.
Okay. Word accepting, I think PDF also will be accepted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You asked about Excel, sir.
Yes, madam. Excel.
You have spelled it as Excel.
Yes, madam. Why? Because after uploading the syllabus, everything, we will prepare a lesson plan.
Okay, sir.
Lesson plan is very easy to prepare in Excel than in Word.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm asking you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Please proceed.
So this is how we will be creating the questions. And these are the options which you have already seen, like. So as soon as you click on the, please mute your mic, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So as soon as you click on the quizzes, it will return you to this Percler page where we have seen all the other options, details that will be given for your quiz. Then once you have been given all your details, then we can click on the other tab that is being present in your quizzes, that is questions, where we can add on the questions, and we can choose what type of question we need. Then we can upload your questions, whatever your correct answer is. And one more thing is, it is not necessary that the first option which you have been entering should be your correct answer. When you click on this Percler arrow becomes green color. Because the first one is showing you green color, and when you click on this second option here, this becomes green color, where we can enter your second option as your correct answer. Next one, we can specify how many number of points we need, then update your question. And once you have updated it, save it, preview your Percler quiz, you attempt by yourself and check by giving all your quiz answers as correct, and then also check it whether giving some answers as wrong, and remember how many number of questions you have given it as wrong. and check whether the score which has been displaying is giving you correct or not. Then finally go for publish. And once it has been published, give an announcement to your students through your Canvas itself. Then automatically it will give you the announcement to their announcement message will directly goes to their mail IDs, and they can check their mails and can start attempting your POCLA quiz. And you can also see who are the students who have attended the quiz, who have not attended your quiz also. And again, for those students who have not attended the quiz, we can again give some announcement to them if there is some due date for your POCLA quiz. Preview it, then finally publish your POCLA quiz. This is how your POCLA preview of your questions will be appearing for your students, right? And now we can also see the summary about what is the how many who have got highest marks, who have got lowest marks, how many number of students have been attempted it, and how among that POCLA students, how many of them has been attempted correctly, how many of them has not attempted correctly, and you want to check it out item wise, question wise summary. All these things can be done in your Canvas. I'll show it through a demo again. I'm getting back, sorry for it. So here, getting back to the course of quizzes. Already I've conducted one quiz here. So I'm clicking on this POCLA quiz. So as soon as your quiz is being pressed on, it will give you an options called as quiz statistics. And when you click on the quiz statistics, it will show you how many number of 65% score, what is the standard deviation, what is the maximum average time that is being taken by your student to fill your thing, and also question wise breakups also. 56 students has attempted it. Among the 56 students, these are the 4 options which have been given for your question. Among this, how many students has been correctly specified this answer? 84% of the students, that is 47 among 56, 47 has responded this POCLA question correctly. And 5 students have been attempted this option as correct. How many number of students have selected the second option? The other options we can specify here. The other one is, and this question is also been attempted by 56 students, among which the correct answer is actually the integrity, and 43 students have correctly selected it. Likewise, we can see breakup for each and every question also. How many, and there is a chances like in my case, see here, only 55 students has attempted this question. Totally all the number of students attempted the quizzes 56, but only one student have missed this POCLA question, right? So among 56, 55 only has attempted it, and among 55 who the number of students who have correctly selected the option is 46. Likewise, we can see the breakup for each and every question that is been there. And then we can go for student analysis. As soon as you click on the student analysis, you'll be getting a CSV file, and I'll share that file such that you can see that file also. Right. So here we can see the statistics, like this is the student. The ID has been given for each student, automatically generated, and when at what time they have attempted this POCLA question, right? And 0 indicate that this POCLA person, this POCLA student has wrongly specified this POCLA answer. These are nothing but the answers, correct answers for each question. For question 1, this is the correct answer. Second, this is, and this is automatically generated. And whenever you see zeros next to your answer, before your answer, it indicates that this answer has been wrongly specified by this POCLA student, right? And this first next to your POCLA answer, we have numbers here, and these numbers indicate how many what is the maximum marks for this POCLA question. This is the statistics which we can see it on also. And the other things is item analysis. Here also, when you click on your item analysis, it will make you to go back to your Excel file again. Where it will give you item wise analysis also. This is your question. How many answered it? Among which, how many correctly answered it? How many students has wrongly answered it? What is the variation? All these other parameters can also be viewed for this question. These are the 10 questions which have been given for next subject, some subject. So how many number of attempted, among them who is the top, how many number of top students, how many correctly answered, how many wrongly answered, what is the like lowest marks that you have got, what is the standard deviation, other parameters which you can get it on as soon as you click on the option called as soon as you click on the option called as edit event. This one. And it is not necessary that you can create only one course in your Canvas. We can create multiple courses also. And how to upload your files in your Percler Canvas is here in the Canvas itself. We have an option called as files. When you click on your files, it will ask you to drag and drop your Percler file here. And you can drag and drop your files and you can add on some files to it. Right, and I'll show you one the course which I'm running on in a Canvas. Actually, I'm running 4 courses in the same Canvas. I'll show you that. So when you get back to your dashboard, these are the 4 courses which I've been doing. So actually, I've given an I've added a invitation in your Canvas. Like I've created one more Canvas account for your demo, where I've been added on this email ID there. So I have got an invitation here. You have got an invitation to join in cryptography as a student in that. When I click on this accept, so whatever the pending request that is being shown on when I've added on the Percler student will be accepted. So these are the 4 courses. Likewise, we can add on the courses and we can do it. Now I can add on, I can again click on start new course and add new course here again. Likewise, I can create many courses in the same account. So I'll show you how to share your files. I'm opening some other course called as Object Oriented through Java, which has been handled to first to BTech students of our college. So these are the files which I'm sharing with them. We can share on PPTs, we can share on PDFs, images, anything which you want, we can share it to them. It will show you when I'm shared it, what is the size of this. And we can, once you have shared it and you don't want it to be active and you want to delete it, we can delete it also. We can remove it, we can download it, we can rename this Percler file, anything we can do it for it. And coming for your people also. And you feel some people are not, like some people without your notice has been joined your Percler thing and you want them to be deleted from your course, directly go to your Percler people. So you want this Percler student not to be there for it, you can make it as remove from the course, and once you remove, he'll be completely removed from your course. And you can deactivate your Percler user also, or you can send some invitation only to that Percler student, because he's only the students who have been pending, not accepted my request. And you can edit the role also. Initially the role of this Percler student is a student, and now I want make this Percler student as a teacher. I can do it. Right, so I'm getting back to the PPT. right? So these are the options which have been shown just now to you. So when you click on quiz summary, it will show you. When you click on your question breakup, it will show you the breakup, complete breakups. And when you click on your student analysis, it will give you an CSV file, Excel file, where we can see on the students who have attempted it and who have correctly attempted it. And when you click on your item analysis, it will specify you the analysis of a single question. How many number of students attempted, among which how many has wrongly specified, what is the maximum mark, what is the minimum marks, what is the statistics like standard deviation, mean, everything it will show you. So I've already given you the information regarding it, how to share your files. When you click on your files, this is a screen that will be comes to you, and click on your upload, where you can upload, and it will give you some 262 GB for you for this particular course. Right, this has already been shown to you, right? And when you click on the option called as grades, it will specify you who are the students attempted and how many marks they obtained, and what is the summarize of all the assignments that is been given for this course. And you want me to show it in your course, I'll show you that also. Just a second, I'll show you. Hope you are able to see this. So see here, when I click on the assignments, when I click on the grades, because I've conducted some 3 assignments here. One assignment is for 10 marks, the other remaining 2 assignments for 20 marks, right? This hyphens indicates these particular students have not attempted this particular assignment. So where, and this is the average of assignments. Among these 3 assignments, what is the average marks you have written? So all the students who have attempted it, and what is the marks which is been received by them. And we can click on option called as export, where we can retrieve the exported started. We'll get an Excel sheet where we can directly take the printout of it and submit to your course file or to the respective person to whom you have to submit this particular marks. This is how you'll get this grade marks. And what are the fields which you want to keep it, you keep it, and remaining you can delete it. You want your roll number of your student, and you don't want login details, only you want marks, mid one, I mean diagnostic marks, only this field will be kept, remaining fields you remove it and just submit this, take the printout and submit it to the respective person, or keep it in your course file. Right, so this is how your grade view of your particular students will be. And we have one more option in your Canvas, where we can create some video conferencing in your Canvas also. As we are conducting classes in your Zoom, we can also create some classes in your Canvas also, for which we have an option called as conference in your Canvas. And when you click on your conference, we can create some virtual meetings in your Canvas also by clicking an option called as Canvas in your clicking on an option called as conference in your Canvas, where we can able to share your videos, audios, however we are doing now. As we are conducting the meeting here, or we are conducting FDP here, we can do the same thing in your Canvas through an option called as conference also. So when you click on your we have an option called as conferences that has been displayed on the navigation bar. click on the conferences. As soon as you click on, you'll get a button where we can add on the conference. You give the details of your Percler conference. What is the name of your conference? What is the type of conference we want to conduct? What is the type of conference we need to conduct? And how much time we need for your conference? Whether you want to allow recording for your conference, or where you want to limit your Percler conference timing only for your 60 minutes, or you want it to be extended even after the 60 minutes. And what is the description? What is the main reason for conducting this conference? Any description you want to add it on, you can do it on. And we can also this option is also been present for your quizzes also, and also for your announcement. Whether whatever the announcement which you have been doing on, whether that announcement has to be given or the quiz has to be conducted for all the students present, or only for the few students, right? Likewise, when you are doing your conference also, that is when you are creating a virtual meeting, we can also specify who are the invitees to whom you need to add on to your course, where we can select on uncheck it. Invite all means it will add on all the students or the members who have been added to your course. Or when you uncheck it, it will display the names of your Percler students or their roll numbers, through which we can select the Percler person whom you want it to be joined in your meeting. Then click update. Automatically, this will be appeared in your Canvas, in your conference. So that is when you click on conference, this conference which you have been created will be visible to you. And when you click on start, your conference will be conducted. This is how we can conduct the conference. And now Canvas is providing you an option where we can add it your Zoom or your Google Classroom to your Percler Canvas also. That is, first of all, you need to open your Zoom. You need to log in on to your email ID, and with the same email ID, we need to add it on to your Percler Canvas also. Then in your Canvas settings, we'll be having an option called as add, where we can add it on, add Zoom. Then from your you can access your Zoom from your Canvas also. Likewise, we can access your Percler Google Classroom also from your Canvas. These are the new options that has been added because of this COVID-19. Previously, we don't have these options for options in your Canvas. Recently, these Percler options have been added to your Percler Canvas, where we can link on your Canvas with your Zoom or your Google Classroom also. Right? And if you have any doubts regarding your Percler Canvas or regarding any of the options that we have seen in your Percler Canvas, we have an option. All the options in your Percler Canvas are been documented. So these Percler documents are been consisting of detail each and every step in that. And through that Percler steps, we can do any options that is been present in your Canvas. I'll tell you that also. So we have an option called as rubrics. Frankly speaking, I have not worked with this Percler rubrics, so I'm not explaining it. But coming for your Percler Canvas community, each and every option that is been present in your Percler Canvas is been documented. So in this questions and answers we have, in questions and answers we have a concept called as guides, or directly in Google we can type how to work with this Percler option in Canvas. It will give you a complete documentary procedure for working with the any option that is present in your Canvas. For example, when you want to create one assignment, go for assignment, it will tell you which assignment you want to open. Detailed steps it will tell you. This is a document where we can tell you how to create your rubrics for your particular assignments also. Now, because everyone has been working with an outcome-based education, where we need assessing of every test we conduct for any course, right? So whether you want it to be done manually or whether you want to add it this rubrics directly to your particular assignments and do it through your Canvas itself, we have a provision to it, and we can work with by adding this particular rubrics also. We can work with this particular for your test. We can add it and we can do it. All right. So that's all regarding from my side. Basha sir, if you have any
Yes.
other doubts to discuss, you can. I have hope so. Whatever the work that has been given to me has been done by me successfully. The other comments or any other things I want the participants to tell to me. We can create multiple courses also because I'm running 4 courses here. And now whenever you are creating a course, for example, now this course has been created for final year students. Now I need to handle the same course for the next third year students. Then you can we have an option called as import your content also. As soon as you create your course, we have an option called as import content, to which we can import all these files, everything to there, and you can change the people there, and we can start working with it. Or we want your assignments to be assignment is already been present in some other course, and I want it to be imported into your particular thing also. We can do it. Any other things to discuss?
Yes. Any queries? Dear participants, please. Any queries are there? Please respond someone.
Hello, sir.
Everything is clear?
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am, please, ma'am.
Sir, you are able to hear me? This is Hemlata.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, as ma'am mentioned about rubric, is the same rubric in Canvas same as in classroom rubric, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
That is
Yes,
same.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
Ma'am, when you want to evaluate whatever the quiz we have been conducted, whether, for example, you have conducted some lab exam, and you want
Yes,
it to be
ma'am.
evaluated based upon some rubrics or some assignment you want to
Okay.
evaluate from rubrics, you can do it through your
Yeah.
Canvas also.
Okay, the same Canvas for rubric as well as in this rubric also same.
Same,
In
Yes,
same,
ma'am.
same
Google
thing.
Classroom.
Like your
Oh,
Canvas
oh,
also provides an option called as rubrics, where we
rubric
can
and
test through these rubrics, such that
okay.
finally we can give whatever the outcome that we can get it through your test.
Okay. Okay,
So
ma'am.
that's it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Next. Can someone will give the feedback regarding our FDP from day 1 to day 3? So that if anything is there, then we can try to implement for the next FDP onwards. Raja Kumar sir, please mute yourself, sir. PS Raja Kumar sir, please mute yourself. And please give any suggestions regarding our 3 days FDP. How you feel about the complete sessions? Is there anything we need to improve for conducting such kind of FDPs? So this is the first FDP we are conducting through online under AICTE Margadarshan scheme. I hope you should gain some knowledge regarding that OLM tools, right?
You are sending the recording of all the 3 days, right?
Sir?
You are sending the recording. Total recording.
Yeah, we will.
It is already, we have given the YouTube link here.
Okay.
Yesterday
Yes,
I was posted. Yeah.
So today also you would like to expect it, because we can go through again and again and have a complete understanding.
Yes, sure, sir. Definitely I will upload, sir. So in our group, I already uploaded and posted our yesterday's class, sir. And first day and today's sessions are also I posted. I will post it in YouTube. And someone please give some feedback. Anyone?
Hello.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir.
The learning, LMS comparison, which is superior, which is inferior, and which is cost effective, anything like that, especially in the Corona situation. Suppose in the extraordinary case, we may have to use LMS for another 6 months like that. You said this Canvas or something, I mean, something, I think the earlier one is we have to pay for some time, it is free, after that we have to pay.
Yes, sir.
So which LMS is really cost effective for us? So either it is totally free or it's very cheap.
No, sir. As per my knowledge, ma'am, please.
Whatever the tools which we have demonstrated now are of free only, sir.
No. Is it free forever or only for some limited time?
No, sir. It is free. Like for teachers, they are providing it for free only.
Are you sure it's? I mean, around the year it is free.
Hello, Joseph, ma'am. Okay, in our chat box, just I posted the certification form. So after filling that certification form, then only you will get. And in addition to that one, attendance sheet also I will upload. So for that one also you need to fill and submit attendance and feedback form for the session. And still, if you have any issues, please let me know.
Bhasha sir.
Sir, Ravindra sir.
Just now I have filled the certification form, sir.
Okay.
And I have received it, but it is not somewhat incompatibility, sir. The text was somewhat, yes, sir. The entire text was not appearing.
Not appearing, huh?
Yes, sir. Please have a check on it, sir.
It is showing clearly, sir. Okay,
You
sir.
have shown some brown color border, and inside that you have given some photo frame type design. So in that there is no, it was something Zoom type appearance.
No, sir.
My name was not appeared there.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. I will check, and once again I will.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In preview, it is showing clear, sir. Just
Okay.
now, I got that one, and I am also getting 23 responses.
Yeah.
You are also sending, sir.
I think I am having some compatibility issues, I think.
Okay, and please, the remaining people, please respond. Here it is showing clearly, but sir has having some problem.
Okay, maybe from my system problem it is, sir. I will also check it.
Yes, sir. Here, before sending that one, I have checked.
Yes.
I have been
Okay.
checked, and it is showing clearly. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Sir told to you that is the correct one, sir. I am also not getting a proper way of certificate, sir. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Certification form, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Certificate.
But
Certificate. I am getting a certificate in mail, sir.
oh,
It
sorry.
is not
That is not.
proper.
Okay.
సార్
Okay, sir.
సరిగా
Sir.
అది పైన దాని మీద కట్ అవుతుంది.
Certificate, ఇది form. నేను
Certificate.
certificate ఇంకా send it
Sir,
delay.
certificate పైన పేరు క్లియర్ గా మెన్షన్ చేయలేదు సార్.
Please give me some time. I will rectify and I will regenerate the certificate and I will send.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Certificate is not proper, sir. The name is not appearing properly.
Okay. Once again, I will send, ma'am. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Just I am in process, so I didn't set any schedule. So sorry for that one. And I will resend the entire certificates with clear. No need to worry about that one. Once again, I will resend the certificates. Just now only I started.
But sir, in WhatsApp group, is there a provision of posting a message from participant side also?
Yes, sir. Just I will send.
Okay. Now I will post the image of our certificate, sir. After seeing that.
Yeah. Just now I have seen. Okay. Actually, the thing is, not it. I have not yet prepared completely, sir. Just only I prepared the sheet and linked that Certify-M.
Okay.
So that is the main
Yes,
issue.
so sir, WhatsApp group only admin can send messages, sir. If you give me the permission, I will post the certificate image.
No, sir. I am getting that certificate also, sir.
Okay, you got the error. Okay,
Yes, sir. Now I have understand that one. So no need to worry about that one. I will resend the certificates, sir. No problem.
Okay. Right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And certificates, no need to worry about that one. Definitely, I will resend the certificates. I forget to set the what we call schedule. So that is the only thing. Definitely, I will resend the complete certificate to you. And any other issues, please let me know. Anything else you people need to share? Yes, from participant side. Hello. Okay, then we will wind up the session. Thank you, Josna ma'am, for excellent session from you by to Canvas, and hopefully participants will definitely gain the knowledge regarding that Canvas tool. And once again, thank you for to all the participants for your active participation and support us to conduct such kind of FDPs through online. And I'm extremely sorry for that inconvenience to for certification. Okay, just I'm working on that one. Meanwhile, I'm sharing that link. So sorry for that one. And definitely you will get the correct formatted certificate. Please excuse me for that one. Thank you one and all for your active participation. And if someone will give some suggestions, so how to improve or anything we need to improve in further FDPs. So it will be helpful for us to conduct such kind of FDPs. Mainly this FDP is focused and target for the mentor and mentee institutions. So under SV AICT Margadarshan scheme, Dr. Ramni ma'am got this scheme. Under that one, we have 10 mentor mentee institutions internship will be there. So under that part only we are conducting this FDP. So for that one, I would like to thank on behalf of the management of Sri Vidya Niketan Engineering College and AICT Margadarshan scheme. They are providing this kind of FDPs to organize and enlighten for the people. And thankful for all the participants for your active support. Thank you one and all. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask me. Thank you one and all. Yes, please. Okay, if nothing is there, then we will wind up the session.
Hello.
Hello, sir, please.
In our college, there are 3 courses being introduced newly. That is artificial intelligence, data science, and computer business systems.
Okay.
There could be some areas in these courses which may not be known by many of the staff members. I mean, new subjects, new courses.
Okay. Okay.
So while offering next time courses, you try to concentrate on such areas.
No, sir. Actually, under AICT Margadarshan, we will focus on NBA process only, sir. So actually, why we go for this LMS tool means in our NBA documentation or NAC documentations, the committee will ask like assessment tool. So this is one of the assessment tool we are following to assess our students' performance. So that's why we are conducting ICT tools under this Margadarshan scheme. That is the main motto for this workshop, sir. FDP. Purely this Margadarshan scheme is dedicated and working for NBA process only, mentor and mentee institutions. That's why we are focused only on this one. And the reason for this ICT tool is only for what we call Margadarshan scheme. That's why we conducted like this. Thank you.
In that case, some areas under this, whatever you are offering,
that is for that one again, there are separate schemes will be there, sir, under the AICTE. So they will conduct. But as per the instructions from the AICTE Margadarshan, we should completely conduct the events based upon NBA process only. No other deviations from this scheme.
There is nothing like areas on cyber security.
No, sir. No, sir. Only NBA process. So related to the criteria and assessment tools. So like that only. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you one and all. Now we will wind up the session. Thank you. Thanks for your participation.